So I have decided that if, after using the seventh excess of my love, they still play deaf and are indifferent to me and my goods, then I must go further. My love should have stopped at such ingratitude. But no, it wants to surpass its limits and make my supplicating voice reach every heart from the maternal womb. To touch the fibers of the human heart, I use the most persuasive methods, the sweetest and most effective words, and the most moving prayers. Do you know what I say to the hearts of creatures? I say, my children, give me your hearts, which are mine. In exchange for your hearts, I will give you everything you want, even myself. On contact with my heart, I will warm your hearts. I shall make them burst into flames and destroy every affection in you that is not of heaven. Know that I purposely descended from heaven to incarnate myself in my mother's maternal womb, so that you could enter into the bosom of my celestial Father. Oh, do not deny me this. Do not dash my hopes, which will be a source of infinite good to you. In spite of all this, and seeing creatures resistant to my love, by turning their backs and going away from me, I tried to stop them. With folded hands and the most supplicating and tender groans, I tried to entreat them by saying with a voice choking with sobs, "See, my child, that I am none other than a little beggar that asks for no alms other than your heart. Is it possible that you do not want to understand that this, my way of acting, is none other than the greatest excess of my unrequited love? In order to attract creatures to his love, the Creator takes on the form of a little baby so as not to produce fear. When he sees that the creature is recalcitrant and obstinate and does not grant his request, he pleads, laments, and cries. Does this not move you to compassion? Does it not soften your heart? My child, it seems as if the rational creature has completely lost the use of reason. Whereas he should enjoy being engulfed and warmed by the flames of my divine love, instead he tries to extricate himself by going in search of beastly loves, for which he will fall into infernal chaos and cry for 1,000 eternities." At these words of Jesus, I felt as if I were melting. I was also terrified, and I shuddered as I contemplated the irreparable damage done and the tragic eternal consequences of human ingratitude. Immersed in this dual consideration, the voice of my Jesus made itself heard in my heart. "And you, my child, do you not want to give me your heart? Do you want me to weep and break into lamentations and pleadings in order to obtain possession of even your heart?" While Jesus was saying all this to me, my heart was seized by an ineffable tenderness for his unrequited love, and sobbing with a lively and heartfelt love never felt before, I said, "My beloved Jesus, weep no more. Yes, yes, I give you not only my love, but all of me. I do not hesitate to give it to you. But in order to make it a more appreciated gift, I wish to remove from my heart all that is not yours. So please give me the proper grace to make it like yours, so that your love can assume a stable and permanent residence in me. Ninth excess. Agonizing love which wants to be victor. My actual state, my child, becomes always more painful. If you love me, make sure that your gaze is always fixed on me, so that you may learn well everything that I have taught you. Offer to your little Jesus a little surcease from so much pain and suffering. A word of love, a caress, or an affectionate kiss, so that my heart may be elated by the feel of its reciprocated love. This will give a rest to my bitter weeping and to the heavy afflictions from which I suffer. Hear, my child, that after man had been given proof of my love from the 8 excesses of my love, he should have melted or yielded to the contact with my true and sublime love. Instead, he exchanges it badly and makes me pass to another excess of my love, which, if not reciprocated, shall be even more painful to me. Up to this time, man has not capitulated. I shall therefore follow with the 9th excess, which consists of my most loving eagerness and enkindled longings of love for man, and my most ardent desires to escape from my mother's maternal womb in order to run after him. And after stopping him from sliding down the slope of evil, I yearn to embrace and kiss this man who is ungrateful to my love, so that he will become enamored by my beauty, truth, and eternal goodness, of which I want to make him possessor at any cost. This inestimable design of mine reduces my little humanity, still unborn, to a state of agony so great as to make me reach my last breath of life. Had I not been aided and sustained by my divinity, inseparable to my humanity by the hypostatic union, surely this time I would have breathed my last. My divinity communicates sweet fountains of new life and makes my little humanity resist the continuous agony of the 9 months, which can be considered to be closer to death than to life, my child. This 9th excess of my love was none other than a continuous agony. From the first instant my divinity entered the maternal womb to take on the human form and there hide the essence of my divinity. If I had done otherwise, I would have elicited fear instead of love in the creature, who then would not have wanted to unite to my love. But alas, what a protracted agony it was for me to wait 9 months for the creature. Oh, how love makes me suffer and reduces me to a continuous death. I repeat to you, my child, that if my divinity had not given my humanity its immense love for sustenance and strength, my love of creatures would have devoured me. I would have been reduced to ashes. Not only would I have been consumed by the operating love, my lamenting, supplicating love that made me take on the enormous burden of punishment due all creatures, but also by the satisfaction required by divine justice. And what does it supplicate? the cold and insensible heart of creatures. That is why my life in my mother's maternal womb was rendered so painful that I no longer felt capable of staying away from creatures. I yearned at any cost for them to come to my breast and feel my palpitation hot with love. I yearned to embrace them with my tender and pure affection, so as to make them eternally Lord of my goods. Know that had I not been helped by you before it was time to emerge into the light of day, I would have been consumed by the excess of this new love. Look intently at me in the maternal womb. See how pale I have become. Listen to my agonized voice that grows always more feeble. Feel the palpitations of my heart, which once beat fast but now is almost pulseless. Refrain from taking your eyes from me. Look at me well, because I am now dying. Yes, dying from pure love. At this I felt faint with love for Jesus, and I felt a deep silence between us, a sepulchral silence. My blood froze in my veins, and I no longer felt my heart beat in my chest. My breathing stopped, and trembling, I collapsed onto the bare earth. In this mental stupor, I stammered, "My Jesus, my love, my life, my all, do not die. I shall always love you, and I shall never leave you, no matter how great the sacrifice. But always give me the flame of your love, so that I will always love you and be consumed as soon as possible for love of you, my highest and eternal good." I can say that it was then that I felt more than dead. Jesus was already born for this mortal life of ours in order to first make us subject to the death of our own will, and then later to give us true eternal life. He then touched me and made me recover from the drowsiness into which I had fallen. Sweetly he said to me, "Daughter, reborn through my love, get up. Rise to the life of my grace and my love. Correspond to me in everything, and as you have kept me company in the 9 considerations on the excesses of my love, the long novena of my nativity, do the other 24 considerations about my passion and death on the cross, distributing them among the 24 hours of the day. In them you will discern other more sublime excesses of my love, and you will be a continuous relief to me in the most sorrowful pains which come to me from ungrateful creatures. In life you will be the all-loving one of my burial, and in death you will have the optimum part of my glory.